Yo, what's up, everybody? Live Q&A today, Friday. Friday was the Q&A for months. I don't know about years, but for a long time, we did that long form Friday Q&A, and we're bringing that back. So this is an impromptu Q&A. If you have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. But right now, I'm talking about fat loss because you're fat, man. You need to lose some of that fat. Guess what, dude? Summer's coming. Summer's coming now. So that big fat jacket you're putting on, you're building that fat jacket this winter. Oh no, son, time to start peeling that thing off. Number one is awareness. Write that on your list. Awareness. You are fat and getting fatter, and you need to stop that right now and start going the other way. Yes, you can still get stronger. Yes, you can still make lean muscle gains, but no, let's not put on any more of that nasty body fat. If you're above 12% body fat, you're fat, dude. My goal for all of my clients, all of my athletes, for every healthy adult male is to be 12% body fat or lower. 12 to 8% is the ideal range. 11% or so seems to be the Goldilocks percentage, just in my anecdotal experience. Awareness. Next is start moving. Move that fat ass, move that jiggly ass. Most dudes don't get their cardio in. They think they're too manly to go for a walk, so they go and bench press instead. Smack you upside the head, man. What you need to do is start walking 30 to 60 minutes, minimum 3 times a week, ideally 60 minutes 5 times per week. I like to walk outside. I encourage you to walk outside because you're a human, because it's nice to breathe the air. It's nice to see the clouds or the sunshine. It's nice to get a little rained on sometimes too. Human, get yourself out of your cozy little box. If you have to walk on a treadmill, that's fine. I'm not mad at that either. But still, let's get out and move. And it's lower intensity, not higher intensity, because also 3 times per week, you should be training at higher intensities with resistance. Weightlifting is a good concept. Bodybuilding or powerlifting and all that stuff, we should be training all of our muscles equally and with intensity. If you're a competitive athlete, then fine, veer towards that sport. The rest of us, we should be able to move our body in an athletic manner across all planes. That's what you should be able to do. And then we add resistance once we become relatively proficient in moving our body, squatting and pull-ups and push-ups and things like that. Let's try and get there and just add a little resistance. Now we want to minimize stress, external stress from our life. Get that stress out of your life. It makes you break down muscle tissue. It makes you store body fat. It makes you less efficient at digesting your food or utilizing the ingredients pulled from the food. You become inefficient at utilizing the vital nutrition that you're consuming. So it doesn't make sense. The last thing is sleep. We need to be sleeping 8+ hours per night. I don't care. I don't care what your excuse is. Go to bed an hour earlier and wake up a half hour earlier than you normally do. What does that mean? You wake up at 6 a.m. every day, and you go to bed at 9 p.m. at night, right? So that's 6. That's not true. You'd probably go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. So go to bed at 10 o'clock and wake up at 5:30. Go to bed an hour earlier and wake up a half hour before you normally would. You gain a half hour of sleep. That's a pro tip right there. Please take that. As far as the food breakdown, lean proteins, clean vegetables, clean burning carbohydrates, lean proteins, green vegetables, and clean burning carbohydrates. Focus on those zones, those areas. Let's not overeat, but eat that 4 to 6 times per day. People will argue on the calorie equation, and that's fine. Go and do their program then. Right? Go and do their program then. I know that we have tremendous amount of success with our program and our system, and it's very, very, very evidence-based and firmly rooted in science, and just millions of people around the world it works for. But not you, because you are special. And what I say is eating 4 times per day. If you're eating frequently, but you're not overeating, you're not eating a 3,000 calorie meal in a single sitting, which is a lot of bulk materials to be dumped into your digestive system. And likely you will not be as efficient in processing all of that material. Think if you're on a construction site and they drop off 5 dump trucks full of dirt onto the site that you and your 3 guys got to go and handle. How about they have 5 trucks that every 2 hours, a new truck comes by and drops off 1 load? That's just the concept. There's a much greater efficiency in that. And it's actually very easy for the lifestyle from a habit perspective. And I said last part with the sleep, but really the last part is schedule. Let's make sure you have a schedule and you stick to your schedule. That's why I say go to bed an hour earlier every night. Go to bed at 10 o'clock every night and wake up at 6 a.m. if you normally wake up at 6:30. Go to bed at 9 o'clock every night and wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, that's what you need to be doing, and get your workout in and get your goal setting in and get your breakfast in and get your, coffee talk with your wife or your spouse or your friend or whatever it is, or game. I know some high level people that go out there, they game for 20, 30 minutes first thing in the morning, and then they take the shower and they go to work and they run their businesses and whatnot. That's their little bit of whatever, me time. I don't care. Do it. Schedule it though. And stick to it and keep your day efficient. That's how you lose fat. This is a fat loss little YouTube rant here for you guys. Now I'm going to answer some questions, but that's the way. Go back and listen to the first 5 minutes of this video. I'm not giving you macro ratios right now, guys and girls. I'm not telling you to take an ephedrine caffeine stack right in a white willow bark stack. I'm not telling you to do any of that shit right now, because that stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter until you're doing this stuff correctly, the first few things here. Let's get that stuff done, and that'll probably get you down to 12% body fat. And then you want to be super sexy dude at the beach with the 8% body fat. Yeah, let's peak you out for that too, but you're not ready to be there. Simply, you're just not ready to be there. You have to go up a belt level, and many people overestimate their belt ranking in the health and fitness world. Just because you've been exercising since high school and now you're in your mid-30s and you got your house and your couple kids and you coach a local rec team doesn't mean you're fit or you even know anything about fitness. It doesn't mean you've ever grown past your blue belt. You're not a purple, you're not a brown, you're not a black. You've just been a blue belt forever, and there's a lot of those roaming the planet. And I'm not mad at it, but we need to start upping the game. You need to get tighter with your technique, with your process, with the diligence and reverence of the craft of health and fitness. That's how you walk around lean and sexy year round, lean and sexy. Could you imagine if your summer body looked a hell of a lot like your winter body, only a little fuller and a little more rounder? 500 calorie surplus per day above what you were doing over the summer. Could you imagine that? But lifting with heavier weights, sleeping a little bit longer. Could you imagine that? The physique that you would have? How round and strong and healthy and sexy you would be while being lean, making these lean gains. That's what I'm talking about. When we talk about fat loss, we always talk about muscle gain. Never, ever, ever do I picture someone losing fat and losing muscle at the same time. As we're talking about fat loss, we're also thinking and planning to sustain and gain lean muscle tissue. That's the mentality that you go into fat loss programs. Let me answer a couple of these questions, and I got to go. Rick Sauce, gain season, baby. Hell yeah. Alf Graham, what's up, Alf? Good evening. Gregory Johns, why is green tea good for you? There's many reasons. One of which is high in antioxidants, which is excellent. And Americans primarily have a low antioxidant intake. They say coffee is one of the most abundant food sources that Americans get their antioxidants from. Coffee, right? That's crazy. Drink more coffee than they eat vegetables, essentially. There's a few other ingredients in green tea, and the name escapes me. I would be a mumble mouth if I said it right now. But there's two specific ingredients inside green tea that are linked to possible fat burning benefits, which I think is excellent and awesome. And we have seen that there has been enhanced fat loss with some of our clients who do prescribe to a 3 cups of green tea per day. But I must say, as a caveat, it's not simply because of the green tea, it's because of the entire lifestyle that the green tea is a part of. So it's a part of that lifestyle that facilitates that greater enhanced fat loss. So I don't think if you're just living your normal life, start drinking green tea, you're losing body fat. No, that's not the case. This is perfect timing in the gym as we speak. Motivation. Rick Sauce, crush it, my man. Gains, baby. I want 1 goal smash today, 1 PR today. That's all. That's all I want today. Hey, Kirsten. Hello, Kirsten. Hello and happy Friday. Hello to you, Kirsten. Omar. Hey, Mike. Are there specific workouts targeted for fat loss more than anything else? Is it HIIT? Or can you give some examples? It is both. It is LIST, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity. I did a video on it on this channel. Go back and look. LIST for fat loss on the Dolce diet channel. Also HIIT, high intensity interval training. Both are excellent. Both are necessary to truly maximize fat loss and levels of athleticism and muscular function, because there's different attributes here depending on what your goals are, simply aesthetics or more of an athletic function. Did that answer your question? I think so. So those are both necessary. Still following your diet, says Dave. It is the dad is, oh, my dad's still doing great after his transplant. Says he was given the tools of playing football. He says all should do that. Wow, David, that's absolutely amazing. Amazing story, my brother. Good for you. Good to dad. Good for dad. Jad is, hey, Mike, what do you think about precision nutrition? I think Dr. John Berardi's a smart guy. I don't know John personally. I think we would get along. I think a lot of our beliefs I haven't followed John's work in a long time though, but a lot of our core beliefs seem to be true. And then he's actually done a really great job of building a very specialized business. So I'd actually like to get John on my podcast and talk to him more about that. But I'm nothing of what I know about John. I think he's great. Your latest series about strength training is great. Thank you. For those that don't know, I have a 3-part series right now on this YouTube channel about gaining strength, building massive strength and muscular gains. Guys and girls, it works great for. Natty lifters or drug assisted lifters, it works great for. It's either a full body split, or it's a push pull system, 4-day push pull, 3-day full body. And then our next video actually break down how to build in these cycles of the training programs, how they fit in blocks over a 3 and 3-week, 12-week period or so. I'll probably do a 48 or 52-week template for you guys. But I break down sets and rep schemes and the exercise selection, all that good stuff. If you care about that, it's a 3-part series. I think it's pretty good. We're getting good feedback. Alf, what are your views on caffeine after workout for glycogen levels? I don't like it, as I drink caffeine right now. Me personally, I don't like it. And a lot of this information comes from experience and anecdotal. Post-workout, nobody wants to drink coffee. It's just too rough. Post-workout, we're trying to get the nutrition in, the quality, clean quality nutrition in. I'm not a big believer, if you're not a drug-enhanced athlete, of these glycogen windows and all that bullshit, like not as the anabolic window, I should say. That you have to eat a specific type of carbohydrate within 45 minutes to maximize. That's bullshit. It might work in a petri dish, and some smart people and teams have proven that there is certain merit to that, but that's so far removed from what's actually necessary. And what the goal is to just keep getting clean, quality, efficiently digested nutrition into the body. Drinking caffeine, I can't drink caffeine and then eat white rice and wild caught salmon or grilled chicken and some veg and have caffeine or coffee with that on the side. Upsets my stomach, creates a negative digestive state for me. But also, I don't know one of my athletes, and we all love coffee. I love coffee. My God, I would sleep on a coffee IV if I could. Coffee and meals, it doesn't work. So that's my answer. It might look good in a petri dish, but in a real world, I don't know anybody who does it. I know people who talk about it and act like they do, just like keto. What is your take on protein bars only for supplementation? I think it's silly. I'm not a fan of protein bars unless it's like I'm in the airport. I'll keep like a couple Kind bars in my black pack or something like that. And I tell you what, it'll sit there. Sometimes it'll sit there for months until like the next UFC trip. Because like when I go to a UFC fight card, I have like 10 black packs at my house. It's like go bags. Like, where am I going? UFC fight, I grab this one. Business trip, I grab this one. Family little getaway, I grab this one, which is pretty cool. But I think, did I answer your question? Just zoned out. Protein bars, yep. So it's just it's not a part of my daily, for sure not. Just finished some fajitas. Barry Jones, just finished some vegan fajitas. And very nice indeed. Started eating organically recently. It's not that much more expensive. Glad I'm making the transition into this way of eating. Barry, well, welcome. Welcome. I love our vegan fajita recipe. We have almost every recipe we've put out through the Dolce diet has a vegan option. How about that? Because our principles are so sound, you can be an omnivore or a vegan and eat nearly the same exact meal and have nearly the same exact results. How crazy is that? I don't know why every other team doesn't do that. But I'm trying to ease off on just my constant criticism of the ignorance in the fitness world and just the greed in the fitness world. Oh, I'm trying to just walk away from that, but it's hard because I see it everywhere. I see it and I see through it and I just shake my head. How to maximize low quality health insurance. That means being healthy, right? That's the first and most important thing, and doing everything in your power to offset all-cause mortality or metabolic syndrome, or to put yourself in positions that you could become high risk. So I think if I'm answering your question correctly, I think that's good. There's also, I think Health IQ is a insurance company for fit people. They were a sponsor of ours. I'm not getting paid to say this right now, but they seem to do really good work for a lot of people. A lot of our listeners actually use the healthiq.com /Dolce link. I don't even think that's active right now. I'm just so used to saying it. I'm not getting paid for this. Our deal is up. But we saw a lot of good feedback from our community to get really good priced healthcare. And I thought that's a good idea. I have healthcare. I mean, I have healthcare and life insurance and all that fun stuff, as you guys should too. So it's nice to see companies that do it well. I'm happy to pass it on. Barry Jones, distilled water is also a change worth making. Boom, boom. We'll do actually a whole show on distilled water. James, is kettlebell workout 4 days a week as well as running and biking cardio on these days, but on a 1,000 calorie deficit a day possible to lose weight and gain muscle? No, Jesus Christ, James. Holy shit, did you see the physical reaction I had reading your question? You're killing yourself, bro. Stop. Make yourself a cheeseburger and some baked sweet potato fries and go lay down on the couch for a day, my man. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Kettlebell workout 4 days a week, as well as running and then biking on these very same days, but on a 1,000 calorie deficit. So a 1,000 calorie deficit means that James is consuming 1,000 calories less than his body needs to survive. Well, then his body's expending. I'll say that because there's two different ways to answer that. Then his body's expending. And then, is it possible to lose weight and gain muscle with high protein? If you're on drugs, if you're taking performance-enhancing drugs, which I do not condone, then yeah, that could work. Look at the bodybuilders on stage. Jesus, the Mr. Olympias. There's so many synthetics that they can put in to just make their bodies grow. Not that they don't train hard and they're insane with how hard they go, but it's not good. It's not healthy. But that being said, my man, why are you doing that? So you're lifting with kettlebells 4 days a week. If you lift as intensely as I do, you could be burning close to 1,000 calories in that workout. An hour of kettlebells 4 days a week, that could easily be 1,000 calories in a single workout. You're running and biking, that could be another 1,000 calories. You're already creating a deficit through expenditure. I would increase my calories if I were you, my man. I would bump my calories for sure. I'd probably if I'm you, I'm bumping my calories 2,000, putting 2,000 extra calories. I would probably lean out. My weight wouldn't drop that much, but I would get leaner and fuller and rounder and stronger and more functional. Like I said earlier, when we're trying to lose fat, we're building muscle. So I see you, I'm like, bro, you're breaking down muscle. What are you doing? You're killing yourself. You're not, you don't have enough raw materials going to the job site, step one. So your 1,000 calorie deficit, you don't even have enough lumber on the job site to build muscle. Step two, you're burning down the muscle you currently have with all your workouts and then no raw materials to even rebuild them back to what they were. So now they start to just break down. You might even fall into skinny fat syndrome where your body has this also red alert going on. It starts to lock down the body fat, store the body fat, hold on to the body fat, and just start breaking down the lean muscle tissue. That's not good. And then usually immune issues start coming into play. You start getting sick and you get a cold and a sinus infection. You just can't shake, but you can't sleep, and overreaching syndrome and then overtraining syndrome. So man, me personally, if this is me, I'm going to go have a nice big meal, maybe power pasta with some grass-fed beef mixed in there. I'm going to damn near eat the whole vat slowly over the course of 6-8 hours or so. I'm going to get about 10 hours of sleep. I'm not going to train at all the next day. I'm going to go for a nice 60-minute walk, and then I'm going to reevaluate. That's what I would do. What is 3 weeks of Shredded? I see you hashtagging a lot. 3 weeks of Shredded is the most successful healthy weight loss program ever devised. This is the #1 program as used by the world's greatest athletes and Hollywood celebrities, and even people like you who want to get in amazing shape. They want to look better. They want to feel better, and they don't exactly know what to do. We have that. It's called 3 weeks to Shredded. It's at thedolcediet.com. It is a 4-week program. You get 1 bonus week. We also have the 3 weeks to Shredded and Living Lean bundle. That is the 12-week personalized diet and exercise healthy weight loss program. That's all at thedolcediet.com. Go there, check it out, sign up, join now if you want to get in amazing shape, if you want to look better and feel better and eat delicious foods, real foods. You get to eat real foods, carbs on our program. You get to eat oats and potatoes and quinoa and rice and fruit. Jesus, I think 3 to 4 servings of fruit per day, which is delicious. Desserts at night, snacks during the day. This is the way, and this is what the world's greatest athletes rely on to get on weight, shredded on weight on the scale, and then they go out and fight the next day at full power. This is the program that they follow, and that's the answer. I'm losing fat, but having some kidney stone issues. Any tips for preventing kidney stones? I have no tips. I do, and I must enforce and say that you go and speak to your doctor immediately. Do not mess around with that. I've had I have friends who've had kidney stones, and that's not a fun deal. So I would go to a doctor immediately. I would just let them know what you're dealing with and see if there's anything that they can do to assist you on that. Once you've dealt with that, or even right now, you actually could work with our team, one of our registered dietitians, who could work with you and your doctor under your doctor's supervision with a diagnosis and help assist you in the process. Currency Kid, cheers from Rio de Janeiro. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Janice, coach, is carb loading in the morning right before a photo shoot after shredding diet on shredding? Is carb loading in the morning right before a photo shoot after the 3 weeks to shredded diet? True. So if it's for a photo shoot, I would give, if I'm you, I'm going to give myself about 36 hours to load up. So if I have a photo shoot on Saturday, I'm going to set 3 weeks to shred it up. So I hit my goal weight on Thursday. That will allow me to start slowly loading in through Thursday and then loading through Friday. But also I can manipulate the water and the sodium potassium ratio to really dry out and drop that excess layer of water too. Fill the muscles with those carbohydrates. It's a slow drip of carbohydrates. It's not one big meal, because that one big meal you're likely not going to see. Maybe you can get some simple sugars in there and you can get a little pump and a little vascularity maybe. But if you have a meal the morning of a photo shoot, you haven't had time to digest it. It hasn't gotten to the muscles to round you out, and it's likely going to increase the circumference of your belly. So I wouldn't do that. I would get you on weight Thursday for a Sunday photo shoot. Good question, Janice. And if you guys have any questions about that, you want to do that, you have something coming up, you can work with us either one-on-one through the consultations. Just shoot us an email, support@thedolcediet.com. I can walk you guys through this stuff. Our team can walk you through that stuff. So whoever is right for you, we can do. What's a good midnight snack? Baked apples. Take maybe two apples, put them in the oven at 350 degrees or so for about 20 minutes. I like about 20 minutes so they kind of break down, almost caramelized. I'll drizzle a little bit of raw local honey on top, some fresh sprinkled cinnamon. Done deal. I might have a little bit of like peanut butter on the side to just kind of change up the consistency and the sweet with the salty of the peanut butter. That is an amazing nighttime snack. If you can't eat that snack and be perfectly happy while extreme dieting, man, you're just soft. You're just a baby. Because it's freaking delicious. It tastes like candied apples essentially. It's baked apples. It's amazing. It tastes like apple pie, and I can make apple pie, like a crumbless apple pie, which is awesome too. And you can actually kind of use cashews, or that's kind of where the peanut butter comes in. I use the chunky peanut butter. That's a great one. Look at this knowledge, just knowledge, free flowing knowledge. It just comes out. Corona says, don't stop calling these people out. They are fucking people's health up. I know. That's why I get so mad. I get so sick to my stomach. Werber, fasting messed me up. Almost fired too. Never again. Dolce Diet forever. Werber, can you please tell me your story? Support@thedolcediet.com. Can you please just get a quick email? You can have every word spelled wrong. I don't care. Tell me more about your story, please. I would absolutely love to hear this from you. And if you guys have your own story, just an email to support@thedolcediet.com. We would love to hear your story. If you had some sort of success following the Dolce Diet in your own life, if we've been a tiny little part in some way, shape, or form, I would love to hear about it. Please come and brag to us. I definitely want to hear it. Also, if you have topics that you want us to talk about, or if you want to work with one of our team members, even myself, support@thedolcediet.com. Rick Sauce, I'll give you your PR today. Quick question, extremely picky eater here, like a 5-year-old. Does 3 weeks of shredded cater to picky eaters? Well, it depends. I mean, what's a picky eater? If you're like, I only eat Pop-Tarts, then no, you're fucked. But if it's like, hey man, like I really don't like chicken breast, is there anything else that we can do? Absolutely. There's certain cuts of fish, maybe tuna. I mean, I have an athlete, they just, for whatever reason, they almost like physically throw up. I think it's, I don't know, I'm not certified to make a diagnosis, but I think it's in their head. They just can't eat chicken or they throw up, and I've seen it before. But they just have tuna instead, tuna sashimi, and they eat it. And I think, man, that much tuna, I can't deal with. They eat it like it's nothing. So yeah, you can make little changes like that. You don't like the blueberries, yeah, you want blackberries instead, or some pomegranate, no problem. Those are easy. But if you're talking about Pop-Tarts and Diet Coke, hit bricks, man. James, I've lost 98 pounds since January, but you are right. I'm killing myself. I'll fix it. Thanks, Mike. You're a legend, brother. James, I'm so happy to hear. Let's take care of your health first and foremost, my friend. Health is always the most important thing. Rule number one, guys and girls, do no harm. Do no harm. Do no harm. A healthy body can do anything. Let's not be in a race. It's not a race. It's a journey, right? That's what life, that's what health, that's what fitness is. It's not a race. This is a journey, and that's the important thing. James, you have the motivation. You're there. You're pushing. Let's tone it back a little bit, brother. Let's feel good. Let's feel good. It's not about the scale. Let's go get a DEXA scan. Let's go to your doctor. Make sure you're under your doctor's care. Let's get some blood work done. Let's kind of start to maintain and see where you're at. Let's start to beat those tests too. I love that. We love metrics. Let's get healthier and healthier as you go. Keep me posted, James. George, hi, friend. How are you doing? George, I'm doing well. Thank you. Alex says, I'm obese and I need help. Genuinely, it's curtains for me, fella. I don't know what that means, but if you're in need of help, I would say call your doctor or call 911. I don't know what your specific situation is, but if you're just joking around and you need some health and fitness help, just keep listening. Keep listening to the podcast channel. Go back through past episodes. Go listen to our podcast, The Mike Dolce Show. I think it does a really good job of helping open the general door of the secrets behind health and fitness and weight loss. And, find like maybe a good personal trainer in your gym, talk to your doctor and see if they have any strong recommendations for your lifestyle and go from there. Brandon, hey, coach, loving all the content. Any updates on online course as of yet? Looks like, early. Right now, it's early 2019. It's early next year, probably March. That's most likely right now. The team thinks that we can push it out. We can push it out probably before the end of the year for sure. But we have some other cool things that are going to be coming out. One thing for Black Friday we're really excited about, and then we'll get into the end of year season. So early next year. Brandon, hey, coach, loving all the content. Answer that. Dane, I have been hearing that metabolism has two parts, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is where you need to build muscle. Any truth to that? Could you clarify? I don't exactly know. Metabolism has a wide range of definitions here, and I don't know exactly how you're using yours. But basically, I understand or I agree that we're either, we're living or we're dying, we're growing, or we're being broken down. I do have that general belief, which is why I say we should always be focused on building muscle. Always be focused on building muscle, even when losing fat. That way we don't, rule number one, we don't break rule number one, which is do no harm. It's very hard, unless it's strategic, to say, I'm going to sacrifice and break down this lean muscle tissue just to get it to a specific body fat percentage. That doesn't make sense to me. So we want to sustain all that healthy lean muscle tissue that we've built and then slowly get rid of the non-functional weight. Hey, Dolce, do you take whey after your training? Absolutely, I do. 100% I do. That's my primary, but I would put myself kind of into the hyper category. I would put myself in that top 10%, even though I sell a protein, the Dolce Whey Pro. It is a cold processed, cross-flow, micro-filtered whey protein isolate, non-GMO, grass-fed, completely clean, nothing in there, nothing, no bad artificial anything in there. It's just a pure whey protein isolate that has been cold processed. That's what I take, and that helps me maintain my level, my size, my strength. But remember, guys and girls, I've been training for 30 plus years, 8 years old to 42. So however many years that is, right? 30 plus years, 34 years. I've been physically active in training, and I was a varsity wrestler when I was 13 years old. And, that was 30 years ago, 29 years ago. So I would put myself in the top 10% of people that can and probably do need to use something like a whey protein isolate during specific times. Right now, I'm in a hyper training phase right now. I'm really pushing hard. I want to finish the year in my absolute best shape. But I probably didn't take a whey isolate for all the entire summer when I was just cruising with my anti-dad bod, looking like a fit dad at the pool and the beach, throwing my kids around. Making hyper gains wasn't my goal back then. It was just kind of having fun with the family. As a college student, could I drink alcohol on the Dolce diet? As a human, you shouldn't drink alcohol. I'm never going to say anything different. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not aware that some humans will choose to drink alcohol. The only thing I say is just as long as you accept the fact that you're poisoning yourself, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not the boss of you, but alcohol is poison and you're poisoning yourself. And just admit that you're poisoning yourself and you are aware of what the side effects are and what the clearly defined repercussions will be. As long as you accept that, I can't tell you what to do. Right? I can tell you what's going to happen. I can tell you I wouldn't do it, and I don't suggest it, and I don't think you should do it, and it will slow down your gains. I'll say that, but I'm never, ever, ever going to give you permission. Hey, Mike, are you going to release a muscle gain diet book soon? Like all your information, we are. We have the Squats and Steak program. The Squats and Steak program will be available on Black Friday. So just before Black Friday, you will get a notification. I just shoot me an email right now to support@thedolcediet.com. Our customer service team is going to get bombarded, I'm sure. We will have a dedicated email address for you guys specifically for Squats and Steak. And what we're going to do is we're all going to take pre-orders and we're only going to put out 500 copies. 500 copies of Squats and Steak. That's at the end. The first 500 people to order it will get it and be the only ones to have it. And then if you wanted to eventually share it with your friends one day, well, then maybe you can do that, but they're going to catch up to your gains, and that's not cool. But that'll be out on Black Friday. You'll know about it here pretty soon. Hey, Mike, I take my sups on an empty stomach in the morning, zinc, omega, B12, D3. Is that fine, or do I need to take them together with a meal? What are your thoughts? Thanks, bro. Prince, that's a tough one. So this exact combination, I don't have clear in my mind right now, so I'm not going to make a deeper suggestion here, nor should I on a public forum such as this. What I can say is that you could and should be working with a registered dietitian, to which we do have on staff, to learn more about you and your background and your specific situation. That way we can actually assist in helping you come up with the best possible supplement protocol, lifestyle protocol. But that being said, most supplements are best consumed with foods simply for the fact that is the way they will make it through the digestive system and be adequately absorbed and not simply broken down and rejected. So that's one thing to think of. But it really depends. It does depend. Specifically, it depends on the brand. It depends. Is it a capsule? Is it a tablet? Is it a powder? Is it a sublingual? Is it an injectable? There's injectable B12. So all of that goes into the equation also. It's actually a more complex answer than just some bobblehead, which is a lot of what the fitness community would do. And I'm not, I'm certainly not pushing you into, you got to hire our dietitian to get that information. But that's the honest answer. That's the honest answer. Talk to your doctor and see if there's something going on, not knowing your background and such is, it's when you're on public forums and such, you just have to hopefully push people to learn a little bit more. And hopefully I gave you enough information to do that. What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike? Mark? Logan, opinion on kratom. I know nothing about it. I know one of my buddies years ago, 10 or so years ago, would talk about it all the time. And man, he was always just like blasted. He was always just blasted. And I don't know anything about it, so I can't really give an answer. I don't know anything about it. I know the name. Hey, Mike, do you take vitamin D3? I do. I take 10,000 IU split into two 5,000 IU doses. I take that with breakfast and with dinner, so kind of evenly split, maybe 10 or so hours apart. That's the way I've been taking for a long time, and that is based upon my own personal blood work. I had my blood work done years ago when I was living in Las Vegas, where I'm outside in the sunshine with my shirt off as often as can be possible, and I still had low vitamin D3 levels. I eat perfectly, as probably better than the average American, I would certainly say, and I somehow still had low vitamin D3 levels. That's just me. So I'm treating the person, not the paper. I started increasing my vitamin D3 to 4,000 IUs and then to 5,000, and then doubled it to 10,000. And then over successive blood work, we saw I really came up to the ideal spot for me. I got to jump off here in a minute. We're 33 minutes in. I said I was going to do 10 minutes. I love that, though. Yo, hi. Hey, just purchased the holiday Dolce diet menu. It's so affordable. Thanks. It's $3. The holiday dish is on Amazon, I believe. I'm Amazon Kindle. It's a quick download. It's for $3. It's the Dolce Diet holiday menu. I think it's a 7-course meal. It just gives you a bunch of ideas for main courses and desserts and sides and things like that. I think it's awesome. I'm here stuttering because I don't want to sell this stuff, but I just wanted to let you know it's there. It's pretty awesome. Andrew started BJJ a few months ago, pretty sore all the time. Any tips on recovery? I would get a massage. I would do some foam rolling. I would make sure I participated in an active warm-up, a dynamic warm-up. I would get some, good warm down. Probably that's where more foam rolling and static stretching possibly comes in, mobility work. I would look for an infrared sauna, cold immersion tub. I think I said massage earlier. Those are the things I would do. Where to buy the Dolce Whey Pro? You will know very soon. So I have the stockpile of it. So we're just, doing all the flavors done, everything's done. Now it's perfect. So now what we've done is I've pulled a few of the canisters off the line that I'm taking myself, and some of my friends, clients, and family are taking it right now. I'm getting all the feedback. So before we launch it and before we share it with you guys, I want to make sure it is amazing, perfect. It's gone through my gym. It's been in my bag. It's been in the canisters. It's sat in the back of my truck. It's been in oatmeal breakfast bowls. It's been mixed into pancakes. It's been shaken by itself. I have it right over there, shaken by itself, just in plain water or coconut water with blueberries. So you'll know, obviously, you know me, as soon as it's ready to roll, it'll be ready. I teased it last spring saying that it's coming, and we're ready to roll here. Did you ever take Rip Fuel back in the day? Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Twin Lab, man. Twin Lab Rip Fuel. That was the bomb. Ooh, that was the bomb. Hey, Mike, I know you need to drink more water, but I'm usually not very thirsty. Advice on daily water regimen. I actually have 2 gallons sitting there right now. I can't turn this top, but I carry a gallon with me all the time, and I drink out of the gallon like it's a cup. And when the gallon's done, I know, all right, I got my gallon for me is baseline. Gallon's the minimum. I get it. My goal is this. I get a gallon of water per day, and then 4 pounds or a half a gallon for every hour that I train. Because I sweat a lot and I push a lot, and I'll take 16 ounces of my post-workout whey isolate. I'll drink usually a bottle as I'm getting to the gym. I'll get that finished, and I'll make sure I'm, maybe finish 1 bottle depending on the intensity of the workout while I'm training. And then after I finish the 6 ounces of whey isolate, probably within 15 minutes, I finished another bottle. So I'll put a half gallon back in. I'm usually 1.5 to 2 gallons a day, but I just carry a gallon with me. It makes it easy. Edgar, thank you for the candid answer, coach. You're the GOAT of nutrition and inspired me out of depression and to eat whole foods. Edgar, that's amazing, my friend. I really, really do appreciate that. And you inspire us with your hard work. Depression's a hard thing, man. It's a tough thing. And we all go through it at times. And we all know people who are going through it right now. And what I try and do, and I try and focus on, and I try and share and spread is just that schedule and the goal setting and having the clear goals in front of us. And on good days and on bad days, it doesn't matter, because we're working towards a goal and we're making a little bit of progress. And that little bit of progress, it is motivating. No matter how bad things are and how deep we crawl into ourselves sometimes, you can see that you have that still going for you. Even on the bad days, there's still success in that, because you're working hard, you're setting goals, you're moving closer to that deadline, and the confidence that starts to breed and build. And then when it comes to health, your body starts to change. You start to get some compliments. Things start to do better, and that's a good push. So Edgar, I really do appreciate that, my friend, and we are all here for you, cheering for you as you continue to absolutely crush it. Sal says, Mike, I have a better sensation at leg press than in squats. Okay, can I remove the squats? I wouldn't do bodyweight squats. You don't even need a barbell. Just do bodyweight squats. Can you do 100 nonstop bodyweight squats? Most people can't. If you can't do 100 nonstop bodyweight squats, you're not very fit, you're not very athletic, and you're not very strong. Boom. That's the challenge. And I'm not talking to you, Sal. I'm talking to everybody. I am talking to you, Sal. I'm talking to everybody who hears this. That's the truth. Andrew, try Epsom salt in the bath. Works great. Pedro, how can we get some information on your online coaching program? I am very interested. Pedro, just shoot us an email to support@thedolcediet.com. You mean online coaching? Like I mentor you and talk to you one-on-one? We do that. If you're a fitness coach, you run a facility, or you're a personal trainer or strength coach and such. We do that. But also online coaching, I think that's what you mean, right? Or otherwise, just shoot the email support@thedolcediet.com. Elijah, what are some tasty ways to put quinoa in your diet? I love quinoa by itself. It's amazing. Or make like a quinoa rice pudding. So you take 2 parts water, 1 part quinoa, you put into a bowl, you add 1 part raisins, right? You throw that into, actually, let's keep that out for right now. Let's make it simple for you guys. 2 parts water, 1 part quinoa, bring it to a boil. put it onto simmer, or even just put it on top, put it onto the side. When you put it onto the side, then you take the half cup to a full cup of raisins. You mix that in to the quinoa that had just been boiled. There's still some water in there. You mix that in. The raisin will break down. The good, delicious, sugary juice will start to flow through the quinoa, make it absolutely delicious. Let that mix in. Keep it on top. Let it go down, completely dry out for the 15 minutes. Then I would transfer it to another bowl, sprinkle it with some cinnamon, put a little bit of almond milk if you so like. Not really a fan of that stuff anymore, just because I'm a more purist. Put it in the refrigerator and let it stay there for like 4 hours or so until it's cold. When you bring it out, then you can add a little bit more almond milk to it if you want to. It's like a rice pudding. For those of you who know rice pudding, it's amazing. It's delicious. Kids absolutely love it. You can chop up some grapes in there if you want to, or even some blueberries and throw those in there. So now it's this just like delicious, desserty. It's like a chunky pudding type of meal, but our athletes and adults love it. Thanks, Hawks. We'll try, Hawk. Advice for someone competing in martial arts forms for the first time, please. I've never competed in martial arts forms. I've never done any of that. So I don't know if I could give a good answer other than that, to be prepared, to know your curriculum, to understand the timing, to go to other competitions that are similar to the one that you'll compete in and be a spectator and watch how it happens. Get there early and watch the setup, watch the mats get rolled out, watch the time clocks go in, watch all that stuff, see how the timing, see how the tournament is, and start to pick out the guy that just doesn't look very good, pick out the girl who looks like she's going to win the entire division, and pick out someone who's like battles real hard, but, has a few holes in their game, and kind of watch them throughout the day. See how they compete, see how often they're on and off the mat. Try and see when they're actually taking a sip or taking a bite of something. How long are they there? 4 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours? Are they eating? Are they fueled? Look at the technique and see where you fit in. So you could take this information, whether it's basketball or tennis or hockey or figure skating or martial arts. You could take that information, kind of know the battlefield, really is what I'm saying. Know your craft, your ability to perform what you're going to compete in, and then have fun. When you wake up that day, have fun. Just go have fun, especially your first competition. I know when I did my first, submission grappling event, I took second place. Oh, I was devastated. I didn't have fun at all. And it was stupid. I don't even remember the name of the stupid tournament. I don't remember anything about it. Remember absolutely nothing about it. It was so stupid. Stupid in like in the scope of my life, completely insignificant. But I was such a dickhead to myself and not performing to a higher level. Who's this person? Blah, blah, blah. Just like, I didn't have fun with it. Nah, that was dumb. That was bad. So that's me as a person giving some information. Thanks for sharing. Love from Germany. Prince, right back at you. Thank you so much. Mac Truck video classic. The one I did on Mac Truck. I hope so. Pedro, I met your certification program, which you heard to talk about. Oh, but thanks. That's coming soon, Pedro. Trust me. When we have stuff to sell or to share, you will know about it. It will be everywhere. Go to the DolceDiet.com right now and go to the emails at the bottom of the page, just so you are up to date on what is new. We give a lot of information to the people in our email list. They get a lot of information from us, a lot of freebies, a lot of first time. You guys get access to everything before anybody else. Got it. Thanks, coach. First competition tomorrow. I'm ready. Just curious, as you have competed in UFC. My instructor says I'm ready and I'll place, hopefully. Brother, have fun. Man, have fun. It's tomorrow. Just have fun. Have fun. Go out there. Boom. Go out there. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Let it all hang out. Have fun. Have fun. Dolce and Layne Norton, get together. Whether you agree or disagree, doesn't matter. Would be fire. You know what's fucking weird? I think Layne doesn't like me. Why? I think it's because I'm handsome. I think it's because I'm very, very, very handsome. That's the only reason why, because everybody else loves me. But Layne hasn't liked me for years and years and years. And we've never talked or had a conversation or even like remotely run in each other's circles or had the same athlete, nothing. But just mad at the profile, I guess. But I think we probably agree on like 90% of the shit. So I don't understand to have like this anger towards me so much. Like 90% of the stuff that we talk about is about the same. Now, I know we disagree with when it comes to supplements and things like that. I know that's just a departure, extreme departure. Okay, but that's like such an insignificant part of nutrition and health and fitness and life, and certainly my career or anything that I'm about or what we do. We have cookbooks. I mean, we don't sell. We have a cold processed whey isolate that we don't even promote, just really so I can selfishly have it for myself and my family and my athletes and a few other people. So I don't understand. I don't know. And then like it's like every time like I get tagged, someone will like, Dolce, look what Layne said about you. And I'm like, this fucking dude. But I can't say definitively that I wouldn't like him. I can't say that definitively. He might be a straight douche. And that's what I hear. That's the story around the block. But who am I to judge a person I've never met before? That is one of our rules. Although he's broken the rule, I believe, in being so like, whew, so mean and nasty towards me, little old me. And I guess that's why. Just doesn't like a good-looking guy. Layne, what's up, homie? Thanks, man. Always on the inspiration. Okay. Already joined the list. Thanks, Coach Pedro. Cool. Mike, do you still use DHEA? Because you said your testosterone was in the low 200s. That was a long time ago when it crashed. But that's because I was on 3 different continents in 3 different weeks, cutting weight with 3 different athletes. And when I came home, I was fucking crushed. And that was like a 6-month hole it took me to dig out of. And that was the first time I took DHEA and pregnenolone. I think there was one other thing as a part of that kind of relationship. But what we noticed, that was 4+ years ago. As the years have went on, I'm not a fan of supplements. I don't really like to take them. I don't have the habit of taking them. So like if I even start, like and creatine works really well for me. I blow up on creatine. I get strong, I get full, I get round. I'm a hyper responder to creatine. I'll go like 3 days, 5 days on creatine, and it's just not part of my lifestyle. And I forget to do it. And then I'm out of it. I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care. Forget those 10 pounds. I could care less anyway. So the DHEA and pregnenolone, with that, it was taking it for a little while. And I think that helped me build a bridge to feel better. But I noticed as I wasn't on it, my levels all maintained optimal ranges. And then since I've been off for probably over a year now, I have really solid blood work. When I have high levels of stress and high levels of travel, I know, because that's the way my body responds, I know that I'm going to see specific dips. And I try and manage that really through lifestyle protocols. And for me, it's reduction of stress. It's getting better sleep. It's focusing really on high quality nutrition. It's having very specific, intense training with long, rest periods or separation, maybe going training, once every 3 days instead of once every other day. I hope that helps, because I know that's a DHEA question, but that certainly drills deeper. And again, you have to treat the person, not the patient. That's the most important thing. Racquetball and orange juice. I don't know what that means. Hi, Rolla. What's up? Hello, dope man. Hello. Thanks, man. Pedro. He likes Pop-Tarts too much. Oh, gotcha, Layne. Your name is so big, it makes sure it is a target to knock. And I think that's part of it was, part of the issue. Because, I think we're fortunate enough that we've developed a reputation and the respect of a global community. So people know our brand, they know our name, they know our logo, they know our athletes, they know me, and they know basically what I talk about. And we have achieved a very large global reach, and that's awesome. And I know through the years, other coaches have used that without ever having a conversation with me and even misquoting me. I've been called a vegan, and I've been called, accused of feeding my athletes steaks like the night before weigh-ins, both of which are completely untrue. These are by like well-known, smart, successful people with teams around them. Like, dude, that has nothing to do. So it's either like completely false, or it's just not knowing and throwing shit at the wall. But I'm sure Layne has that shit too. So this is why I try not to make such a harsh judgment of people I've never met before, and not listen to internet drama. Hello, GOAT. I heard drinking coffee while taking creatine limits its results. Am I misunderstood? Thanks for everything. I don't know. I haven't delved deeper into that. But you mean if I take creatine in the morning, like with my breakfast, but I have a cup of coffee 4 hours later after lunch, is that a problem? Or like mixing my creatine in my coffee? Because that matters. That certainly matters. Are you coming to Vegas next week and staying at the Aria? Can you recommend a good steakhouse for an earned meal? Also, Mike Perry is working. That's so funny. Can you recommend a good steakhouse with an earned meal? Steakhouse. What is it in the Wynn? Actually, my buddy is the executive chef there. Oh my goodness, I forget the name. I forget. It's the Garden Side restaurant. At the Win, that's one. Grass-fed steaks. I think T-Bones at the Red Rock that the Fertitas own. I think they still own that. That should be there. A place called Honey Salt in Summerlin has actually a really good one, but call ahead and make sure they have the grass-fed. Marketing 101 to get associated with excellence and standards. I know, and that sucks. I hate that. A lot of people have done that to me. Gregory Johns, how many times a week do you recommend cardio? Every day, every day, every day. To get ready for a fight, well, it depends on your definition of cardio. 3 to 5, low-intensity cardiovascular sessions per week is a minimum. Probably 1 to 3 high-intensity is a minimum, depending on you and your experience and your background and your history and the confines of your specific sport. All that matters. When you are referencing standards, it makes one open for attacks. True. Better to do straight TRT. Well, you want to prolong that as much as possible. And that's really the goal. You want to prolong getting onto the TRT program, the HRT programs for as long as possible, because once you do, then you're on. And when you're on, you're on. And some guys go on and go off and go on and go off. And okay, that's one way to do it. But typically, you want to wait until you need to be. At the very, you've literally squeezed everything out of it. You don't want to jump on the TRTs and HRTs when you're in your 30s. Come on, that's not really good. I mean, maybe for the ego or I don't know, something like that. I don't want to be judging. I'm not judging here. But wait as long as you can, right? Get as much out of it as you can. And then if you have to take that next step, then it's time to take that next step. That's my opinion. You're the man. What about stubborn gut fat? Take some time. I mean, it takes some time. That's the stubborn gut fat takes some time of living the lifestyle, guys and girls. That's the truth of it. You're not going to rub some fucking gel on it or take some pill that's going to make it go away. That's the truth of it. Do you consider walking as cardio? Walking as cardio? Absolutely. Low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity. Boom, while fasted. That's ideal. Yep, I think that's great. Sal, all right, guys and girls, that is it. That is the end of it. I appreciate you guys. 51 minutes here is supposed to be a 10-minute Q&A. I go 51 minutes because you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Feel free to leave comments below. Thumbs up if you liked anything I said in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below, and I might bring them and build a whole video out of that for you guys next week. Go and check out our channel, The Dolce Diet. I have a 3-part series right now on building muscle and making massive gains. It's very straightforward and not a single macro is mentioned. How does that work? Go and check it out. Until next time, boom!